Recording. Hello, hello. Check 1, 2.
Sibilance.
All right. Do you want any? You want any breakdown, or you want to just wing it?
Break it down now.
No, break it down.
Oh,
Please.
okay. So I'm going to introduce us, not be teachers.
No, I'm kidding. You can say
Okay.
it.
Okay.
We say that we are
Just
not
don't say
PE
we're
teachers.
history teachers. Then, because if you quiz us on Asian American, we'll be like, You better edit that out.
Start Googling stuff.
They hear the.
No, you're gonna edit that out while we do research.
Okay. All right. Okay. So and give a little facts behind AAPI Heritage Month.
Oh.
I got it. I got you. Just
okay,
react.
thanks.
That part
Yeah,
you just react.
We're
Okay.
he says and he bounces it off.
And then you guys just come in with your. I'm the straight man, and you're the.
perspective.
You're the.
You're Felicity, and we're the rest of the interesting cast.
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then we're gonna do some. I'll do a AAPI quiz.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
That'll be
All
fun.
right, sounds good. I'm ready.
Like-
Takeshi Kaneshiro? Yes. I love him.
No, it's gonna be like which state has the most Asians.
Okay.
But don't worry if you don't know it. I mean, it's fine. I bet you'll be
I
able
think
to.
I know it already.
I bet
I
you'll be able to
think I do
guess. I bet
too.
you'll be able to guess. I gotta hide my answers.
Oh, wait. I know it.
Okay, and then we'll do some moments in history, which you guys can look up, or I have a few.
I actually read some.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some Asians being awesome. You guys can just pick some Asians that you want to shout
Awesome
out.
Asians.
Awesome Asians.
And that's it.
Do the people at the table count?
Yeah, absolutely. Or
Only half of me.
Ming.
Or Ming.
Or Ming could be awesome.
The awesomest Asian.
Yes.
But do you recall the most awesomest Asian of all?
I don't think that's how it goes. But, okay. All right, we're warmed up.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Mimo.
Ian, I'm gonna get a cat fur off mine, too.
Red leather,
Get a cat
yellow
fur.
leather,
Red
red leather,
leather,
Do you have a
yellow
cat?
leather,
I do.
red leather, yellow.
Okay, got it.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Infatuasian podcast. It's Friday, y'all! And it's it's Friday for us.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
TGIF
true.
all
For
the way.
you listeners out there, it could be
It
a
might not
Tuesday.
be. Sorry to disappoint.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, we're acting like it's a Friday because it is
Yeah.
a Friday.
It is.
And it's not just any
Next
Friday.
7 days will be Friday.
Yeah.
Will be.
It's time for a 9-day weekend, everyone.
Yay.
So we're on spring break, everyone. So thank you for coming in. We're actually off the clock this time, Mr. Punjabi. We're
Totally off the
not.
clock.
We're not working at this time. It is off the clock.
Not
and,
on campus.
And we are on location today. We are
Ding, ding,
not
ding.
in class. We are on location. We'll name the location later.
At the exotic. Oh, okay.
The famous.
Let's do introductions
Okay.
first. All right.
Okay.
Back for her 4th time.
Woo, woo.
It is fan favorite Jackie P.
Okay, I only have one more after this, and I get
And
my
then
jacket,
you
right?
get the smoking
Okay.
jacket and the name on the wall. Welcome back,
Yeah,
Jackie. What's
yeah.
going on?
Woot, woot, woot.
How's the week for you? Only 2 fire alarms this week. That's pretty good. That's a good week for us.
Actually, you're right. I stopped counting.
I
Was it
forgot
2?
that.
Only 2
one.
evacuations.
I thought today's because it was right before lunch. I was like, oh, somebody just wants
Very
a longer
suspicious.
lunch.
That's
So
exactly
they
what I
pulled
thought.
I think it's
fire
Brian. Oh, I wish. Let me bleep that name out.
It threw me off because when the lunch bell rang, I was like, why are these kids here? Isn't it 5th period?
Wait, there were 2 alarms? Oh, yeah,
No.
during fourth.
Earlier
Yeah,
this
yeah,
week,
yeah.
all clear,
You're right. No.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought the exact same thing. I was like, oh, somebody wants an early
I
spring
bet it
break.
was a teacher. I bet it was a
I was
teacher.
like, if you're going to do it, you should have done it during 6th
Teachers
period.
smoking weed in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting off the alarms. Oh, man. But welcome back, Jackie.
Thank you.
And back for her 2nd time. She's no longer a noob. This is her. She's a
Right.
grizzled veteran.
Finally.
She's back. She's back. It is
So-
Lone. Welcome back, Lone.
Does that mean we have to stop hazing you now?
Yeah, no
Wait,
more hazing.
That was
Okay.
hazing?
That was our
It wasn't
former.
very effective,
I missed
obviously.
out.
She came back. Yeah, it wasn't very good because she came back right away. But and fully healthy and COVID free.
And not the weakest link. The bastards.
You weren't here to defend yourself, so we had to say it. It's our 27-year-old member. It is Vicky.
Yay! That's right, 27.
Does that make you a millennial or Gen Z? You're kind of.
I'm whatever you want me to
You're kind of in
Yeah,
between.
what is that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the cuspy.
We just better not take any photos or anything. All right, so we are back in person, but we are at a location on Clement Street. What are we between 12th and 11th and 12th?
This is 9th and 10th.
9th and 10th.
Between 9th and 10th, near the library. If anyone in San Francisco knows the Richmond Branch Library, we are at
Lime Tree!
our favorite Indonesian restaurant.
Where everybody knows your name.
Everybody,
Yes.
yeah, people keep walking by and you're all waving. This is my first time here, though.
Oh,
That shows
It
that,
is not our first time.
it is
Yeah.
definitely not
Yeah.
mine.
This shows that I'm not part of the cool club because this is my first. This has been I've not been invited.
You might have to get jumped in or initiated.
There is a hazing.
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Join
Did we
this club,
mention
yeah.
the jumping in?
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
we
ready.
throw curry at you and
In my
we
eyes,
redneck,
curry in the
yeah.
eyes,
Yeah.
and okay.
You must eat okra upside down.
While saying lime tree 10 times. But yeah, we have the world famous Ming with us.
Yes.
That's right.
So we'll introduce him later. He's in the back. He'll come out again.
Yes.
But yeah, hey, we decided to do another episode. It is only April, but we're gonna kick this off. This is gonna drop in This is gonna drop in May
Oh, okay.
in honor of AAPI history. Oh, it was officially called
AAPI?
AAPI. Yeah, AAPI month.
AAPI month.
AAPI
Appetizers?
Heritage Month.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys know what year it was started?
1979.
1960 something.
You knew it was
Okay.
70, but actually, that was a trick question, Jackie.
Oh, well, hold on. It became a month in 82?
92.
92.
All right,
Someone
yeah.
did their homework.
Someone read the.
I just read the article.
Someone read the
today.
notes. Yeah, someone read the notes. So Jimmy
Luckily, I'm
Carter,
a
our
PE
guy.
teacher.
That's right. Because I teach PE, I wouldn't know that at all.
Okay, we'll keep the lie alive. Yeah, Jimmy Carter, 1979.
Oh, I love Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter was
My
a good
favorite.
dude.
That's a good year.
He was a good dude.
That's a really good
Oh,
year.
I know why that's a good year.
Because I'm 27.
Yeah, you would know. My wife was born in
That's
79.
right.
yeah.
I don't know your wife at all, but yeah.
Even though you went to school together. But yeah, so it was a week. It was Asian Heritage Week in 1979, but it was only a week, and you can't contain all of our Asianness into
No.
one week.
No.
So in
At all.
1992, George W.
W.
The W
did something
signed
right.
it into law that it would be Heritage Month.
Oh.
So now we get the whole month of May.
Hetty Bush.
So yeah, hey, May. Happy AAPI month, everyone.
Happy. It also falls outside of most Asian New Year's is.
Okay, yeah, there's that. And it's during the school year. You want it during the school year, so the kids.
All holidays
learn
should be
about
during the school year.
I agree.
All holidays.
I feel like all the
Let's
holidays.
move 4th of July.
We need someone famous to have a birthday like early March.
Yes.
We have nothing in early
Who do
March.
we have in early March?
Obama's birthday. When's Obama's birthday?
I have no idea.
It's-
But we'll find somebody, I'm sure.
we need a holiday in
Yes.
early March.
An AAPI person.
Yeah. So we're back with the teacher posse here. We're ready to do some AAPI facts and stories and Asian people. So I think everyone out there, get ready.
Isn't that the whole podcast?
Well, you're not wrong.
For the most part.
That's kind of what we do. But especially today, we got a bunch of teachers here. I think everyone's going to get a lot of smarter. Actually, you know what? I figured out a way to get a lot more listens for this podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Extra credit.
We
Extra
make
credit?
this required listening
Yes.
for ethnic studies next year. We say, hey, you want to learn about AAPI
yeah.
history? Go listen to this podcast. I think that's good for 500 listens a year.
I think
that's
the
great.
ethnic studies teachers would be down with that.
Yeah.
I think so, especially since Lone might be jumping from PE to ethnic studies.
We just have to make a worksheet that we can give everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, no, we'll have a worksheet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you the answer key too. All right. Well, speaking of quizzes and worksheets,
Oh,
are you
okay,
ready
here we
for an
go.
Oh, yes.
AAPI facts and demographics quiz?
Let's go.
All right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Do you know who were the first Asians to set foot in America?
Or what is it the...
They didn't
Filipino.
establish.
Wait, are we
Hold on, do I
going
raise my
Filipino?
hand? Do I hit a buzzer?
Or are we
There's-
going like way back, like
Way-
Bering Strait stuff?
Okay, no, they're not the ones who walked over.
Okay, I'm like, are
No,
we
no,
doing
okay,
very
they-
straight stuff?
Is it the Filipinos?
It is the Filipinos. Ding, 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 ding.
Again, I read the article.
Okay, Jackie P with the
I just
point.
knew it because
They were probably slaves for the Spanish. Yeah, they probably the Spanish probably picked them up
I
as
moonlight as a history teacher. I knew that.
yeah. When you're subbing for other history teachers.
Subbing for other
as a
history
PE teacher. But yeah, no, they came with the Spanish in the 1500s, probably not of their own free will. They probably were like, hey, we're stopping the Philippines and we'll hop on board. We're going to take you other places too. So they came in the 1500s. And then the South Asians, Indians probably came with the British in the 1700s. But the first settlers were also Filipino in Louisiana, 1865. They were known as Manila men.
Oh.
Right. So
I don't get it.
it's from Manila. And they were men. Yeah.
Got it.
Probably
Now I
not.
get it.
Probably not women. Probably not women.
Like vanilla?
No, Manila.
Oh,
Manila. And then Asians started going to Hawaii, but that wasn't even part of the U.S. in the 1800s.
Yeah.
But, okay, so the first large immigration, we know this, 1850s, California.
Chinese.
That's right. The
California.
gold rush.
Some of them were named Chin.
Oh, really?
Just saying. Just saying. And then the earliest documented Chinese immigrants in New York City was, again, 1830, somewhere around 1830.
Oh,
Wow, really?
1830s
Yeah.
in New York, you
Yeah,
said?
they were sailors
Wow.
and peddlers.
Wow.
New York City.
What were they peddling?
They were peddling goods. I don't know. What kind of goods?
Bikes?
Probably
Goods.
There were no
Silks
bikes
and
back then.
porcelain.
maybe silks, maybe porcelain,
Tea?
maybe tea.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
tea.
tea.
Probably tea.
Tea.
And then they
Maybe
dumped it in the
tea.
Boston Harbor. And
Yeah.
That was them. Yep.
Maybe
That
cheap
was them.
cheap electronics, maybe?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
maybe?
That's a bad stereotype.
Okay, oh my bad. I mean high
I was
quality
like, you can say that, but I can't.
high quality goods from Asia.
There you go.
All right. Do you know the first Asian? You don't know him, but this guy named Young Wing. That's a good name.
Young Wing.
Young Wing, not Old Wing. Young Wing was the first Chinese American to graduate from U.S. college. You want to guess what college?
Oh.
Berkeley,
East Coast.
Harvard.
Close.
Yale?
Yaley. Yeah, he was a
Oh,
Yaley.
that was total
1853. 1853.
Wow.
All right.
Okay,
all
good
right.
for him.
Okay, this one I think you guys have a good shot at. You want to take a guess at how many million Asian Americans there are in the United States?
Oh, man.
Million. Right now?
Yeah. Well, this was the 2022 census. Yeah, 2022. So there's probably more now.
Had a few babies since then.
So, yeah.
Oh,
million.
15. That's
Okay.
my guess.
15
Final,
mil?
final
15.
guess.
Okay.
Final answer.
All right.
I'm gonna
PE
say
teacher.
30.
30.
Yeah.
Trying to up my guess.
Yeah.
All right, go in
It's
between,
the
Lone. Go in
tens.
between.
12.
22. About 7%. About 7%.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty, considering
Yeah.
a lot of the U.S. doesn't have a lot.
Yeah.
So probably
We're just
mostly
in
on the
pockets.
coast. Yeah,
but
there's-
you can
Yeah.
find a
San
Chinese
Francisco's just
restaurant
an
almost
illusion.
yeah,
anywhere.
there's Chinese
It's true.
restaurants
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
true. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, nowadays you can find a Thai restaurant almost anywhere too.
And here's some crazy numbers. In 1870, there was only 63,000.
Oh,
So less than like a
Makes
stadium
sense.
full. There's a
In the
state
70s?
in the 1870s.
Oh, 1870s.
And then in 1960, so 100 years, well, 90 years later, there was less than a million still, 980. So that's 1960. That's not that many.
Wow.
Right? Then in 2000, it jumped to 12 million.
In 2000.
So from 1960, so in 40 years, from 1960 to 2000, it went from less than 980,000 to 12 million.
Wonder what happened in 2000.
Just immigration policies, probably.
Oh.
Well,
yeah. I
a
mean,
lot
there's-
of Hong Kong.
Well, after the '60s for sure.
After
Well,
the
a lot of
60s.
it was
Well, there was the
war.
Exclusion Act law that
Well,
got
true.
repealed in 65, right? So,
And then after the war,
And then
yeah.
no more
Oh, Vietnam
quotas.
War.
Well,
Well,
and then
the
Cambodian.
Vietnam War would lead to the huge
Yeah.
influx of Southeast Asians. That's
Yeah.
where Lowen and our families
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
And then you know,
Then
there's the kids,
the
and then
Hong Kong handover.
Yes,
you know,
that
there's
was
been
a big one,
There's been
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, there's been stuff. But then now it's almost doubled again. So now we're in 2024. It's almost 22 million.
all those people having babies.
Yeah. No, well, and more coming.
Oh, is this immigrant?
Each one make one.
It's immigrant and biological
Give one,
growth.
get one.
Yeah.
Give one, get one.
So they think in 2060.
only teachers understand what that one is about.
Oh man! So people out there might not know some of our teacher tricks, but we're giving one and we are getting one. So everyone
That's
out there,
right.
Jackie
you should
started
be.
thinking, that's what she said.
Oh man! Give one, get one.
Okay, yeah,
Oh
I'm trying
man!
to keep it as clean as possible, but it's hard.
So audience out there, you should be giving one to the like whatever device you're listening on. You should be yelling out stuff because you're getting so many. You're getting like 10, so you should be giving 10.
Oh, okay.
All right. So there are 22 million Asians in America. What are those Asians?
A lot of them
Oh,
are
like list the
Chinese.
groups.
Okay, so six top. The six top. 24% are the
Six
Chinese.
Top.
Indian.
24% are
24%.
Chinese.
Indian.
Okay, so Indian number 2. Yeah, 21%.
okay.
Pretty good for a PE teacher.
I know. Not too shabby, huh?
Are there still a lot of Japanese?
There
Not
are.
as
They're
much.
number
I-
6.
okay.
I just saw
Seven-
this statistic in the SF
7%.
Chronicle or something recently.
Okay, so Chinese, Indian number 2, 1 and 2. Japanese number 6. So 3, 4, and 5.
I'm just gonna guess Thai because I want to.
Not Thai.
Filipino.
Filipino number 3.
yeah.
That's a good
Filipino
one.
number 3
That would
at
make a lot of
19%.
I feel like we're on Family Feud right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Good
Oh,
answer. Good
yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
All right, Lone, you better get number 4 here.
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese.
Southeast Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10% of this country of the country's Asians are Vietnamese. Last one is Korean.
Korean.
That makes sense, right? Well, New York
Yeah,
and LA
I would
has.
guess
Okay.
San Francisco
that far.
doesn't.
That's right. Yeah.
But New York and LA has quite a few. All right, you want to guess which state by percentage, not number.
I got
Oh,
this.
You got this.
I got this.
You got this. Yes, Miss Og?
Hawaii.
Yes, Hawaii at 57% Asian.
That makes
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then number 2.
sense. It's either California or Washington, I think.
California or New York?
I need a final answer,
All right,
folks.
California.
Yes.
Final answer.
California, 17% Asian, which is pretty high. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
And then you guys are right on it. So then Washington and New Jersey and Nevada all tied at 11. Yeah. New Jersey, quite a
New
few.
Jersey.
Nevada,
Jersey.
quite a few for like the service industry. A lot of workers.
That makes sense.
A lot of
Okay, I see
Filipino people working at hotels.
love Reno.
Yeah. You want to know the lowest percentage? The state with the lowest percentage.
Montana.
Oh, Montana.
Absolutely. 0.8%.
You know why? I did a road trip there
Yeah.
some years ago.
And everybody's
Yeah.
like, "What's that lady?"
I didn't see anybody that looked anything remotely close to me
Yeah.
for days.
And they might be Native American. You might
and
the closest
yes,
thing
the
would be
closest
Native.
one
Oh, yeah,
was
there's a-
the closest
huge
one.
Native
It was
American
somebody I saw
population.
who was Indian or Native American. I was like,
Yeah. Close enough.
that's close to me.
No,
Hello,
it's
friend.
Exactly.
8%. So you could pass
Yeah,
you could
okay.
pass 100 people and still not see an Asian.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty low. So put that on the list of states I do not want to live in. Okay, how about by
But it's big sky country.
big? I'm sure it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I'm
but
sure it's beautiful, but
it's also
yeah,
other things.
I don't know. Yeah. By the numbers, state with the most is California, 6.7 million. Then New York, 1.9 million. Texas, number 3.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Houston.
It's
Southeast Asian
Yeah.
crew over
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
the shrimping industry.
That's right.
Yeah.
My
It's
cousins
huge.
are over there.
Yeah, yeah. I bet all of us know at least one person of Asian descent in Texas. I think.
My
sister.
cousin.
Yeah. We got friends. All right, so that's it for the quiz. How do you think we did? We did.
I think we probably got a B minus.
Yeah, is
C
this a
minus.
participation points quiz?
Yeah, participation was good. Participation was good.
Look how good we calibrated. We like eyeballed the grade, and it's like B,
Yeah.
B minus.
Yeah,
See, that's
we
how I
didn't.
do my
I love
grading.
group quiz.
We didn't. Group quiz is the best. You can just sit there and carry me, folks.
Yep.
All right.
That's about right.
All right. Are you ready to slide into top moments of AAPI history?
Top moments.
Ready?
Now, I kind of looked at this list. You guys can search it up too if you want. I kind of looked at this list and I kind of got sad. Most of them are bad.
I know. It was
no,
pretty
it's
depressing.
considered
Most-
Wait, top
moments.
AAPI what?
Moments in history.
Oh, okay. You mean like how we all got like discriminated against
Yeah.
and jacked and lynched
Yeah.
and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Let's
Most
go.
of them are bad. But I picked out a couple good ones.
Okay.
You want to start with a good one or a bad one?
Start with the bad and let's work our way
end,
to
on,
good.
end on a good note.
Okay,
Let's
we'll end on a
high
good note. All right, we'll end on a good note. So we got to talk about it. May 6, 1882, another May date.
It's probably some race riot.
This was the Chinese Exclusion Act.
Oh, excuse me.
Because there were too many. Apparently, there were too many Chinese people coming over.
they were freaking people
They
out.
were freaking out that
Yes.
they're going to lose this South America. They're going to lose jobs to the immigrants. People doing jobs that no one else wants.
That's right.
They
Yep,
didn't become
that sounds
cool
familiar,
till World
that
War
rhetoric.
II.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
rhetoric can be placed on any other group.
Yep.
Right,
And it
right.
still is.
It seems to be still working. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yes.
so that happened in 1882, and so I think that's why we see the population, at 63,000. It really weren't that many.
There's a cap on it.
There's definitely a cap,
Yep.
and so you had to have been a someone who'd come before then to bring over anyone. But then, luckily, I don't know if it's luckily. This is a bad topic, but there was a big earthquake in 1906 that burned a lot of the records. So a lot of people came over and go, "Yeah, I actually have a wife in China, and I actually
Yeah,
have like
sons.
10
Paper
sons."
sons.
Yeah. So who knows? I might be a chin. I might not be a chin.
But do you know which window you woke up looking at? What direction did it face?
How many stairs were there
That's
to your
right.
house? Yeah, there's a really cool play. So it's gonna end in April, but there was a really cool play called The Far Country, and it really played that out. A lot of it took place on Angel Island. Yeah, but so there's some weird things going on, and then not a lot of women here, so there were a lot of bachelors. So we didn't really see the Chinese population grow until after World War II. After we started getting some policies. So. Yeah, I think number one history fact was that. All right, number two, you ready
You
for?
made that number one.
Well, I'm okay. Not number one. I should say first. First fact that I'm going to go over.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, second fact. Another bad one. You guys got any good ones that we can talk about? So I'm in 1941 now. You probably know what happened in 1940. Anything good?
Incarceration?
I do have a good one for my Asians being awesome. I have a good one in the 1800s.
Okay.
But what do we got? What?
One Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, so it was Pearl Harbor, December 7th. And then, what was it, 2 months later, President Roosevelt wanted
right.
to protect the Japanese, and so sent about 120,000 Japanese to internment camps. About 70,000 of them were American citizens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except for the ones in Hawaii, which is where it happened.
Exactly.
but
Weird, huh?
I guess he was figuring, well, there's nothing left to bomb there, so...
Nowhere for them to go.
So I want to protect the ones on the mainland.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's rough. You guys know, my best friend in high school's dad was sent to a camp. Do you guys?
Yeah, my friend Tamiko Nimura's
Yeah.
dad was sent to
Yeah.
Tule Lake, the infamous one.
Oh,
His family wouldn't sign the loyalty thing.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And a lot of them had to just give up. They had businesses,
Yep.
or farms.
Yep,
They had to
yep.
sell them for cheap because,
Right.
the market was soft, super soft.
Well, I remember at my high school graduation, they had actually I almost forgot about this, but they had so I graduated from George Washington High School.
Down the street.
Eagles.
Go
all right?
Eagles.
But anyways, at my high school graduation, I remember they had a lot of the former
Internees.
internees attend the high school graduation
wow. Oh,
that's
because they were
cool.
making up for
Yeah.
that high school diploma that they never got.
Wow.
So I was
Gosh, that's
yeah,
so
super cool.
yeah. So they were at our graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, there's
And-
very
So
few
what year
alive
was
now,
that?
though. But
90s? Hold on. No,
I'm
you're
27.
27.
Well,
Sorry.
your
I'm
older
27.
your older cousin's
Your older
graduation.
cousin.
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
there you go.
Yeah.
I was remembering the wrong graduation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, because you would have graduated in 2015 or something like that.
that's right.
But your
You're
older
younger than
cousin's
Mom.
graduation, they brought back the intern.
They
That's
did.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good
It was.
on you, Washington High School.
Yeah, no, it
that's-
was really cool. And this is somebody, let's just say a distant relative or somebody I know, whose family was interned, and
Yeah.
what I heard was that they actually asked a neighbor to watch over their
Yeah,
house,
right.
And that happened a lot.
Yeah.
But fortunately, this neighbor actually gave it back to them.
Yeah, no,
And they
that
came
happened a
back
lot.
out.
That did
And
happen.
that-
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but there are also a lot of instances where that didn't
No.
happen.
Didn't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll buy your farm for pennies.
Right, right.
And yeah, I'll sell it back to you when you get back. And then it's like, oh, now
Exactly.
it's worth this much money.
Yeah,
or
That
something.
sort of
Yeah.
displacement. And
Super
then,
rough.
Get
Yeah.
their homes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, super tough time. And then in 1988, they said, okay, we're going to make reparations. We'll give each of you $20,000.
$20,000 for locking you up and humiliation and all
Yeah.
that.
Super tough.
It's interesting because my friend Tamiko, her her family didn't get that.
Yeah.
Her father had passed away by that
Oh,
point.
and they weren't official recipients then.
yeah.
Huh.
So the rest of his family did because they were.
Yeah.
He was one of like 6 or 8.
Yeah.
But anyway, that
But-
was a bummer.
Super bummer. Yeah. So, but you know what's interesting, and I think, historically, you don't see, after the war, you don't see a lot of Japanese Americans, on, just destitute. They found a way. They found a way to come back and make a living and be part of society. And
They were Americans.
they were
already knew.
absolutely Americans. Yeah. 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 My dad lived in Denver, and there was it Manzanar? One of the camp was in Denver, or outside of Denver, and he had to wear a pin. Well, this is all the World War II people had to. So he had to wear a pin that says, "I'm Chinese, not Japanese."
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, in history, the Chinese were villainized for a long time during World War II. That's when they were
We're
the
allies.
good
Yeah,
Asians. They were the good Asians all of a sudden.
Even in Time magazine.
Exactly, until they became
Yeah.
communists. Then
Then they're bad
back
Asians
to
again.
evil Asians.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. My daughter asked me that, and she's studying World War II, and she's like, "So whose side were the Chinese on?" I was like, "Surprisingly, they're on our side because
Yeah.
they're your enemy. The enemy of my
The
enemy of my enemy is my friend." Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, Chinese and Russia and the United States are all on the same side in World War II.
I've actually been to Manzanar. Manzanar's in California.
Oh, I'm wrong then.
On the other
Okay.
side of the Sierras.
Okay.
And it's like one of the only places that still, they built.
There's a couple national parks.
replicas.
There's a couple national parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went up to Tule Lake too once, and there's nothing there. There's a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Let's see. We got anything else? Any PE teachers got anything else to say about
Well,
this internment?
there was a Time magazine article that said how to tell a Japanese person from.
Oh,
a
that's
Chinese
right.
person.
That literally had a picture.
Yeah, it's like
Seriously?
labeling the
Their eyes, yeah.
labeling their mouth.
See how it goes down. See how it goes.
Yes.
Oh, it's super
and then
racist.
Yeah.
How they describe them too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's every typical
Yes.
feature.
Yes.
nuts.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean, I could think of certain Supreme Court cases where there's triumph.
Yeah.
Wong Kim Ark versus.
Oh, hey,
United States.
hey, hold on.
Oh, am I jumping the gun?
Jumping the gun a
Okay,
little
okay,
bit.
okay. Oh, is that the
time
one?
yet.
That's
okay,
my
no,
one.
No, there's one.
That's my one.
There were the Japanese ones too, like Korematsu.
Yes, Korematsu versus
Yeah.
United States again, I believe.
There's some
right?
good
Yeah.
Supreme Court cases that
Yeah.
actually, the democracy and Supreme, well, what do you call it? Not democracy, but what do you call our system? Our system is, they have this Supreme
Checks
Court.
and balances.
Checks and balances.
Checks and balances, but it's kind of like, it's not majority rule,
Oh.
we have the Supreme Court make these decisions
Separation of powers.
yeah.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Something like, well,
Checks and
if
balances.
only we had some
Why
history
Why
teachers
don't
here.
we? I know.
I know. Where are they?
Too bad we're all not history teachers. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if it came up to majority rules, some of these things would never pass. But,
Yeah.
The way it's set up, sometimes the Supreme Court can come through for the little guy, for the minorities. All right. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a happy story or not. I think it's kind of a happy. So, a lot of California was built by Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did an episode with a park ranger from Yosemite, and she said a lot of the roads into Yosemite, all through the Sierras, all those roads, and of course the railroad was built by Asians, Chinese Americans specifically. Basically, most of the Stanford campus, Stanford University campus. Stanford loved his. He was an economical man. He knew where to get the cheapest labor.
Get the Chinese contractors.
Yeah, he got.
That's what they did for the Panama Canal too.
Yeah.
They started bringing in the Chinese to try to work the Panama Canal because they're like, we can make them work faster.
And these dudes work hard for little money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what they were doing in Panama too.
So interesting though. I did a little summer things at Stanford, and there's some nice brand new sparkly buildings with Asian names on it, because these are the graduates.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
there's
That's
the
good to
Jen
know.
Sun Huang Engineering Building. He's the guy from NVIDIA. So he's a bazillionaire.
What's NVIDIA?
This is
Man, I
computer
should've bought-
chips.
Should've
I don't know
bought
what
in
NVIDIA
October.
You should buy some stock
I have
in
no idea.
NVIDIA.
Right now it's kind of high.
It's a little bit high. We missed it.
That's
We
hot.
missed it, y'all.
We missed it.
But
Missed that
yeah,
boat.
but he makes these chips that do AI and do like cryptocurrency and stuff. So
That's
his
because I don't
company.
trust robots. That's why I don't know what that is.
So anyway, so he wrote a check to Stanford, and then Jerry Yang and his wife, her last name is Yamazaki, built a building too, the Energy and Environmental Engineering Building at Stanford. And Li Ka-shing, he's a Hong Kong entrepreneur. They have their names on these buildings, so it's kind of like Uno reverse, like Stanford uses Chinese labor, and now these Asians are putting their names on these buildings and making you pay for it. So, in your face, Leland. So, yeah, that's kind of cool, right? Mm-hmm. All right, and now, actually, you may know more about this than I do, Vicky. So, I do have one Supreme Court case I want to talk about. It's pretty cool. This guy named Wong Kim Ark. What do you know about him? San Franciscan.
Yes.
Born in San Francisco. So he was American-born Chinese. One of the first ABCs.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1873. So his parents were here. So there weren't that many women here. So there weren't that many babies here. So he was one of the first. Goes back to China and visits in 1895. When he comes back to the U.S., they're like, no, you can't come in. He's like, what are you talking about? I was born here.
I was born here. I'm American.
I'm basically American, which they did give. They're giving for the African Americans, the people that came over as slaves. If they're born here, they're technically American citizens. So it's called birthright citizenship, but they denied it to this dude, Kim Ark. So he went all the way to the Supreme Court, or his case went all the way to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court came through.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, one
Kind
of the
of.
few times they
Yeah,
did, right?
yeah.
But the 14th Amendment was constantly getting
Yeah,
challenged and
yeah.
by many different minority groups.
Yeah.
And that case, they triumphed, but they still denied citizenship to Native Americans at that time period.
Yeah. No, we're not a perfect country. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely.
One guy had a little victory.
Yeah.
That
One,
guy,
Yes.
that one
Wong
guy.
Kim Ark. Wong
Yes.
Kim Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it.
You know, and I don't know if I should throw my family under the bus here or not. But
You can always edit it
some
out.
people I know, some people I
people you
know came over from Hong Kong specifically to have children here. So what do
So
you call
they-
that? Baby tourism or something like that? Or
Anchor babies.
They
Anchor
call them
babies?
anchor babies,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. So they were not citizens themselves, but they got here on a vacation visa and happened to be pregnant.
Oh,
look.
Convenient.
I'm 9 months pregnant. How did this happen? And had a couple babies, and those kids are now citizens.
There you go.
There's a lot of groups of
That's an
people that do that.
That's
No,
an
it-
expensive medical bill, too.
It is,
Yeah.
but no, they went SF General. SF General.
Oh.
SF General.
You
Universal
know,
Healthcare.
it's universal. So yeah, don't hate the player.
the game.
Hate the game. The game says, "Good old Wong Kim Ark set the standard." So if it works, thank you. So, what other
I'm
big?
trying to think of other.
Larry Iltong. You guys know Larry
Yes,
Iltong?
I say It Leong.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, maybe I'm saying it
No,
wrong.
I'm
but It
I'm
Leong,
going
yeah.
off of memory. So It Leong.
Oh yeah,
So Filipino grape farmer.
yes.
What-
Worked hand in hand with Cesar Chavez.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that day, we just had that holiday.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
had his birthday. So when's Larry? It's Long's
in
birthday.
March
It's
next
got to be
year.
March. Early
It
March.
has to be in March. It must be in March.
Early March.
Actually, I don't know when
Yeah.
his birthday is.
But yeah, so they organized the labor, the farm labor. And so it was a big thing. So Filipino grape farmers, and then Cesar Chavez was also California.
There's my favorite, Yuri Kochiyama.
Okay, yeah. Who's this?
Yeah.
Who's this?
I guess she got really more popular because she was there the day Malcolm X was assassinated.
Oh, that's
and
right.
She rushed to the stage. And he died in her arms.
Yeah.
and they're really close friends.
She wrote a
Yeah.
biography.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she just became this big activist, and even when she was in her 90s in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
she was still
Yeah.
going to rallies and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she said a lot of people's opinion of him was wrong, right? Like she said her impression of him or her experience with him was a lot different than what media was saying about him. Yeah.
Well, they
All
really
right.
demonized him.
They really
which is-
demonized him. Yeah. All right. Should we talk to Ming for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Came out here.
Well, if he's not
He's
busy.
not busy.
Can you see if Ming is busy?
Ming Dynasty.
If he is, don't worry, don't bother him.
We want to interview him. Tell him he loves to chat.
Oh, Ming. Yeah, Ming.
he's
Ming
a
has
chatter.
lots to say. Yes.
So Ming is the proprietor of
Lime
Lime
tree.
Tree.
It's funny, the episode before we mentioned Lime Tree 100
Yes.
times.
We really did.
And now we're actually in Lime Tree.
Yeah.
We've only said it once.
Wait till you have some
Ming,
food. Try
Ming,
it.
I met Ming years ago before I was a teacher when he had his first lime tree open over in the inner Sunset. And
still
and,
open,
and
yeah.
it's still there. But I would go there for lunch a lot, and then I got to know Ming.
Hi,
and
Ming.
Come on in, we're talking about Lime Tree. Yeah, do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 30 seconds.
Oh, no, okay. Well, give me a 90
Get
seconds.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sure. All right, so we are
famous
at
Ming.
Lime Tree with Ming.
the amazing Ming.
What's your background? So you were born in Indonesia.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Indonesia.
What made you pick San Francisco?
I have an uncle who lived here
Okay.
for many, many years
Ah.
and before I came here.
Nice.
And when I was working on the cruise ship, so I stopped by and then,
Hey, yeah.
yeah,
You're
looking
like, this
around.
place is cool.
Yeah.
And the weather is nice.
Yeah.
Not sure about the people, but yeah. the weather-
Most of the people are pretty nice. Pretty nice.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's really nice. So I just fall in love with the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean the landscape.
Uh-huh.
There is a park
Yeah.
and ocean
Yeah.
Right.
and little hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're right in the middle. Clement Street's kind of right in the middle.
It is.
We're about a mile from the ocean. We got Golden Gate Park right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We're not far from
Presidio.
downtown. Presidio. Yeah, you're in a
Yeah.
good spot here. How long have you been doing Lime Tree?
Lime tea since 2006.
Oh,
18 years.
that's a long time for a restaurant in San Francisco.
Yeah,
you know?
that is, and survived the pandemic here
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And-
So
yeah.
my first location has been there for 18 years.
Wow.
And second one, yesterday was 10 years.
10 years.
anniversary.
Hey,
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, no, in San Francisco, when you run a restaurant, 10 years is a
That's
long
amazing.
Yeah.
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 All right, so what are our specialties here? What do you like to get, Vicky, when you come here?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I'm a vegetarian, so I got to do a shout
There's
out to
a
all the
lot of
vegetarians.
vegetarian options.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I love the roti.
Uh-huh.
I love the Singaporean curry noodles.
Uh-huh.
I love the japchae, if I'm saying it
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
I love the okra dishes.
Yeah.
And then you guys have gado gado, which my husband loves.
I like it.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh my gosh, I'm just
Vegetable curry is really
Vegetable
good.
curry.
I don't think I
Basil
could eat that
tofu
one.
is really good.
Basil
Basil
tofu. How did I
tofu.
forget that? That's
That's
one
one
I
of my
always
favorites,
get.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are my vegetarian options I love. Pretty much all the vegetarian ones I love.
The
Yes.
beef rendang.
Yeah.
Do I
The
say
beef
it?
rendang.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef rendang. Yeah.
I can't do it like you do. But that, for meat eaters, it's kind of the specialty,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
it's
Indonesian,
really
but your food is kind of Southeast Asian, like a
Yeah.
little bit of Thai, a little bit of curry.
Actually, a little bit of a Singaporean,
Ah.
Malaysian,
Uh-huh.
and of course Indonesian.
Yum, yum. What's kind of, if you had to describe Indonesian food, not necessarily on the menu, but if you describe Indonesian food, what is it kind of known for?
It's almost like Thai
Okay,
and also Vietnamese
okay.
and
So spicy?
yeah.
A little
Okay.
bit.
It depends, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think we use a lot of spices and
Okay.
it's very complex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Which
it's
is
not
why it's so delicious.
Yeah, it's like awesome variations of all
Okay.
sorts of other Southeast
Yeah.
Asian types of food.
All right, can't
I
wait.
think.
Can't wait. We got to wrap this episode up so,
So
we
we
can
can
start.
pass
Oh
them.
my gosh, I'm
So it's,
salivating.
it's kind of mix of there is a little bit of Indian influence.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
whole
I see.
trade. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Indian influence and also Chinese
Yeah. Yeah.
and the Malay. It's almost like if I can put everything together, just like a Singaporean food.
Uh-huh.
This is the melting pot of
Right.
Indonesian,
true. Yeah, yeah,
Chinese,
yeah.
All the
Malay.
trade routes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you go to Singapore, that it will represent like the Southeast Asian
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Did you start the menu? Did you come up with the menu yourself? Did you know how to cook and everything? Oh, nice.
I went to a culinary school in Bali.
Oh, in
Yeah,
Bali.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to Bali?
No.
Fancy.
I want to. I
Yeah,
want
so
to.
I went to culinary school in Bali, and right after graduate from that school, I went to work on the cruise ship.
On the cruise ships. Yeah. Nice.
Did you hold on? Did you cook on the cruise ship? Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
You weren't.
All right.
But I wasn't the chef, so like
Okay.
the line.
You're
On the
just-
line.
okay.
Just
Yeah, so,
working. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only preparing food for 3,000 passengers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
single day.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like fun though.
All right. Well, thanks for having us here today.
Yeah.
And everyone, come down to Lime Tree. Everyone, come check it out for yourself.
Ming
Did you
also
have
helped
any
buy a home.
customers that said, I'm here because of the Infatuasian
Yeah, I
podcast?
know. They get a free glass of water. If they,
The water's on Infatuation
if you,
Podcast.
if you mention Infatuation Podcast, we'll give you a toothpick and some water.
That's right.
Maybe an extra napkin.
I have a nice pen.
Oh, yeah. To sign the credit cards.
I have one of your pens in
Oh,
my
there's the
purse.
Lime Tree pen. Oh, yeah. Mention the
But
podcast.
again, Lime Tree's in 2 locations.
Two locations
Yeah.
for,
For your
convenience.
convenience, exactly, right? In the inner Sunset and also in the inner
Either side of the
Richmond.
park.
Yeah.
Either side
That's
of the park.
right.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Ming.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no. Yeah. You're,
Thanks for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
yeah,
Yes.
no, we're here.
This podcast is about awesome Asianness.
That's
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you record this?
Once a week. We do a different one every week. Yeah.
No. Do you record this conversation today?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're being recorded right now.
Oops.
You're on the record.
Good thing that I didn't say anything bad.
Yeah. I hate my neighbors. So,
We already beat you to it. Man.
so yeah, Spotify, Apple. You can Google it. It'll show
Oh
up.
yeah. Infatuasian. Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
all right. So we got
right.
you. We got you.
Okay.
Don't worry. You'll be even more. The doors will be kicked open and people.
That's right.
Okay.
It'll be
And
so
everyone's
big.
going to be asking for their free water.
Everyone wants some free water.
No ice, please.
No. We're gonna jump into our Asians being us. I actually have a little jingle for this part.
Okay. Are you going to sing it?
Well, no, I have
do
someone.
you
Go for it.
recall the most awesomest Asian of all?
That is not our jingle. Our
Oh,
jingle is something like Asians being awesome.
Asians being awesome.
My friend sings it. He plays guitar and sings it. Yeah.
Maybe he needs a substitute.
We'll get back to you on it. Let me know
yeah.
when you're available.
I know what that means. I'll get back to
We'll
you.
get back
She
to
needs
you.
to warm up.
Don't
Yeah.
call us. We will.
I need to do sound check.
La 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 la.
Hey, yeah, there you go. Oh man. All right. So, do you guys have any awesome Asians? Awesome.
My mom.
Jackie's going with her mom. What makes your mom so awesome, Jackie?
Well, she put up with my dad for almost 60 years.
Almost 60 years.
Next year, January will be 60 years they're together.
Wow.
Yeah, and she put up with us for all that time, so I don't know.
There's 4 of you. How many sibs are there?
There's 4 of us, and then she's like married a white man, and there, she had this really tough time kind of it was hard for where she raised us. So
Yeah.
like she put up with a lot.
Yeah.
So she's a pretty amazing lady.
Very nice.
How
did they
we're
meet?
so
Do you know how
similar.
they-
She drives me crazy. I love
Oh.
her. But we're just too similar.
Like looking in the mirror.
Kind of. I'm like a white version of my mom.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Do you know how they met? How did they meet?
my dad was. A lot of people think that I'm a GI baby, but
It's
I am
Southeast
not.
Asian, a lot of
Southeast
lot
Asian.
of that.
No, he was actually dodging the draft in the 60s and joined the Peace Corps.
Okay.
And I think it was only about 2 years old at the time. Anyway, he was sent over. When did the Peace Corps start? 62? Anyway, it was 64. And they put him in Bangkok, Thailand. And he ended up, I think, Mom was a housekeeper for one of his friends that lived there. And they met. And then literally 4 months later, they were married.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she already had 2 kids,
This
and
is
she
in
had
Thailand.
actually So she actually had my older brother and sister already, and she was one of this is what makes her awesome too. She was one of 5 wives of her first husband.
Oh my gosh.
She was the last of the 5 wives.
Wow.
And she, the modern lady she is, said, this sucks. She didn't talk about it a lot, so it must have been pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But she took her babies and escaped, and like took them. She's not from Bangkok; she's from up north. Anyway, so she, ended up there and met my dad, and he's like, "You're cool," and she's like, "You're cool," and then
come to California.
yeah. And he actually, my father is. He's fluent in Thai, so and he lived there with her and us for like 12 years. So he's the whitest Thai man ever. But anyway, yeah. So moved us all here, and but
Wow.
she's been through a lot.
That's cool.
And she's pretty awesome.
Not cool, but that's impressive. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mrs. Peters.
Mrs. Peters.
Dun is her name. Anyway,
All
love
right.
you, Mom.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. Any other awesome Asians?
Oh no, you go first, Lone, because you guys need to jog my memory right now.
I guess. Yeah.
I know. I mean,
Right?
yeah.
There's it
Aung
could be
San
someone you know.
Suu Kyi,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Malala.
From Myanmar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all these women
Malala,
fought
yeah.
for like just political rights and Queen Liliuokalani Kalani.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All our mamas.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
all
You
the,
know what?
all the
Yeah,
moms
they're
out
Actually,
there.
May
is
is
Mother's
also
Day.
Mother's Day.
I know.
So shout out to you Asian moms out there.
Why
Well, all
do,
moms
why
out
do
there.
we have to share the month with moms?
Well, you can double dip. You can celebrate Asian and momminess.
Oh, that's true. I guess I could talk about my mom. I mean, there's so many. I don't know. There's so many people though, but my mom's pretty awesome because she's definitely. So my mom was a refugee during the Vietnam War, like Lone's mom too. Probably, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But she came over here, and not even just my mom, but my aunts, all of them, right? But she came over here, and she's a go-getter. My mom is no slouch. So when she came over here, she's always just been really diligent and attention to detail, and so she quickly found herself a job. Like she wanted to find herself a job, right?
Yeah.
And
Does she have any English or just a little bit of English?
no, barely any, I think. And then so she quickly did bookkeeping. I think she started doing bookkeeping because she did some of that in Vietnam. And then she started learning some English. I think she might have taken some night classes, but and she ended up just kind of, I mean, it really is, she was just trying to,
The hustle.
the hustle. She's working her way,
Yeah.
And I remember asking her, I was like, how did you go from, because when she first came to the U.S., she went to Florida. She went to Florida. I was like, how did you go from Florida to California? And she said it was because there weren't a lot of job opportunities for younger people in Florida because of the aging population
Okay.
there. And so one of her friends who was out in California said, who knew her from Vietnam, said that, hey, why don't you come out to California? There's a lot more jobs out here. And so she came out here and
By herself.
Well, she had the friend out
Okay,
here,
yeah.
but she came out here and then again, she's always about like, she's always been very self-reliant, and she's like, I got to make money. I got to be able to take care of myself. And she's very independent, and she don't take crap. All right. And so, she met my dad, and they actually knew each other in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
But not in that way. But then they somehow found each other here in California, and started a family, and had me, and then had my siblings. They were twins. It's like having triplets. We're all a year
Right.
apart.
Oh, wow.
And lived off of not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And just, she worked her butt off, and she was really the big steady income in the family
yeah.
that took care of most of us, honestly.
Yeah.
And she,
And now she's helping with your own daughter.
yeah,
A
from
lot.
time to time, yeah. So, so basically, I mean, it's that immigrant story, they figure it out. They work with very little, and they make a lot out of it. A lot of, her whole point was she wanted my grandma to come out here and live with her because she was really close to her mom. And all my great aunts came, lived with us. All my cousins came to live with us. We lived in a full house in a pretty much a 1-bedroom flat. And so
How long was your mom here before your grandma came?
I think they might have. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Not too long. And so, anyways, she just worked her butt off for decades. And then finally, raised us. Dealt with a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't talk about in this podcast.
Right.
But eventually, she finally got to retire, and now she's living it up. And I'm like, you deserve all the
Absolutely.
time that you earned for sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the collective story for
Yeah.
like Asian Americans,
That
like that
generation,
that kind of not quiet suffering, but like
Yeah.
you just learn to make do and you get through it.
Yeah.
And you push through it not for yourself but for the next generation.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps building.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's why it's hard to think of like one person
Yeah,
that
there's so
Right.
many.
like embodies Asian awesomeness, because I think
Yeah.
Yes.
it's just all our stories, the everyday stuff
Yeah.
that we deal with. you know?
Yeah.
That's not always put into the media. That's not.
I feel like it is
addressed.
quiet suffering. I think there's a lot,
Absolutely.
like, too quiet suffering for a lot of Asian people. We're, what did the good minority or whatever?
Model
The model
minority.
Model minority.
Yeah.
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 And it's just like, that makes me want to throw up every time I hear that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of us that don't fit into that at all.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like, and people are surprised
It's
when there is
unfair.
someone who isn't, the quiet one that just
Right.
kind of meekly sits in
Yeah.
the background and doesn't
Getting
you know,
A's.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
There's a historical figure I talk about in my PE class, and
No, when you're subbing
that's
for
what you do
That's right,
when
exactly.
you're subbing for the history class.
exactly. I had to look up. I couldn't remember her last name immediately, but it's Hazel Ying Lee. She was actually she was actually really famous at the time, like Asian American pilot during World War
Oh,
II.
really?
So that was kind of badass. Can I say that?
A
Yeah,
woman
you can say that.
and
Yeah, we got
for,
that.
for the U.S.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome.
So Hazel Ying Lee, she was the first Chinese American woman to join what was known as WASP, the Women Air Force Service Pilots during World War II. And so, I mean, so there's so many people like that in history that we don't even get to hear about.
Yeah.
And so, in like say a general history class, right?
Right.
I mean, she's one of many, one of many, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we were talking about this with someone else the other day about how, when we were in high school, maybe we heard a little something about the gold rush or the railroad, but that was it, after that. But then now we have ethnic studies, so maybe we'll get...
or awesome history classes that address it anyways.
Yeah.
That's right.
That have been
Those
before.
people that
Yeah.
you sub
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sometimes. You
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's good. It's good to have some conversation. I got one for you guys. Local one, Mamie Tape.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Mamie
yeah.
Tape.
Desegregating schools.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So in what year was this? We were in 1800s. So I think 1884. So she was trying to go to a school in San Francisco. Shout out to the SFUSD Spring Valley Elementary School,
right.
still in San Francisco. It's over near Clay Street, I think. There was a
I didn't know this. Okay.
yeah, there was a principal named Jenny Hurley. And so Mamie Tape was born here in America to two Chinese Americans. And they wanted her to go to school there. And the school was all white at the time. And so the principal said, no, you can't get in here. You can't come in here. And this is 1884. And so Mamie's parents were actually pretty well educated. And they fought it. They decided... And you're wondering, Mamie Tape, that doesn't sound like a Chinese name.
I
Yeah.
was curious about her.
All
I was
right.
gonna say, did they change her name? Over
Okay,
Angel
so her-
Island or
Yeah,
something?
they probably.
Well, her dad's name was Joseph Tape, but you want to know his Chinese name?
What is it?
Jew Deep.
Oh,
So,
yeah, they
Okay.
totally anglicized.
and in
Yeah.
Chinese, your last name comes first. And so, fun fact, my grandfather's last name was Jew. So this guy had the same last name as my
Jew
grandfather.
in Chinese.
Chow.
Oh.
but in Toisan is Jew or Joe. Sometimes
okay.
it's Joe.
I see. Okay.
But this was
dialects.
Jew deep. So then he changed it to Joe tape because it
Okay.
sounds like Jew deep. So
That's
he,
like the Mars and the
Right.
Luke. Miss Luke. Shout out Miss Luke.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Miss Mars too.
yeah,
Mars and
Suhu
names
or
like that,
Chin. so his name was really deep. It was actually his first name. His last name was Jew, but they changed it. He just wanted to blend in, so he changed it to Joe Tape. So her name was Mamie Tape, and so they took it all the way to it got all the way to the Supreme Court, and again, hey, Supreme Court
Came through.
came through and said, no, you cannot discriminate against people because of race. So even before Brown versus the Board of Education, this Mamie Tape, the case of Mamie Tape. So San Francisco, at the center of this, anybody surprised that the San Francisco Unified School District just kind of stepped in it? No shocker. No shocker that.
Not surprised.
But we love you, SFUSD. Thank you for employing us.
Do we?
Heard about like the
I'm just saying. It's,
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
You could edit that.
They don't-
part out
they
if
don't
you
listen,
want,
don't
all
worry.
right?
They don't-
Exactly.
they
Of course they won't.
thanks for the raise, though.
there's actually a pretty deep
Kind of, not really.
Yeah. That was miscalculated
Kinda.
on some of our paychecks.
Right.
Just to confuse us more.
Which I already spent 6 months ago, but
I know.
thanks anyway. Sorry, Jackie. We,
All the, no, it's fine.
we interrupted you.
I was watching some documentary about the Chinese American people that have historically been in the Mississippi Delta for a long, long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And how interesting they're, and it's
Yeah.
really fun to listen to their, because a lot of the people that are now, older than in their 60s and 70s, they were all children of the people that ran these like grocery stores
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, and
Yeah.
and because they were Asian, it's fun to listen to
They
their
got the
accent
Southern
they
accent.
totally have
Yeah.
that Mississippi accent, and
Yeah.
it's just funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's really interesting because like they had this whole who gets to shop in our store kind of thing, like are they black, are they white, and they just anybody, because
Right.
it was during segregation, there
Yeah.
was absolute whites only, blacks
Yeah.
only stores and restaurants and little
Yeah.
shops, and they were welcoming to everybody. So
Yeah.
it was like,
That's cool.
yeah, they got to do that, so that was fortunate for.
Yeah.
It was pretty important for that community.
Yeah.
God, I heard a really interesting program about that, like the discrimination that was happening in that area, and how the KKK was, a big role in the harassment
Yeah.
of a lot of the shrimpers there and all
Yeah.
that. But anyways, I can't remember all the details, but it's a lot of the intimidation and competing
Because they were
for.
being successful, and they
Yeah.
didn't like that. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of San Francisco and some of that history, you guys know about the I Hotel, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
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 The I
What?
Hotel.
No, I don't.
The International Hotel.
It's like a Filipino community.
Yeah.
Like Manila town.
Right.
And
they wanted to tear it down.
Yeah. And then everybody came together. It was
Yeah.
like one of the early multicultural kind of like protests that took
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
cool.
the financial district was expanding into its territory. And so, yeah, anyways, but it's interesting. My former neighbor who lived upstairs from me back in the day, he was actually part of that. Shout out to Eddie. Okay. But basically he was actually part of that. I think he did photography or sound for that. But either way, he's a lot younger at the time, but he was a part of that
Yeah.
movement and that pushback. So it's a really interesting, again, piece of San Francisco history as well. Yeah.
We're doing an episode with Josh Chuck, who made the film Chinatown Rising, which mentions that. So
Yes.
we're doing a Chinatown walk next week.
Oh, those are fun. The
Yeah.
historical walks.
Yeah, so I'm giving him a microphone, though.
Never
We're
done one
going
of
to,
those.
yeah,
Try that.
you can come along if you want.
Well, I can't walk very well right now.
I did one of those through the Presidio.
Uh-huh.
One of those professional developments through the Presidio or
Yeah.
national parks. Anyways, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
replicate that for my PE class. So
AKA history class.
exactly.
For those who don't get the joke.
right, yeah, exactly.
We're
We-
history teachers.
We're,
we
we're
have-
history teachers.
we-
We're just
but
ashamed that
we
we
were-
might not remember all the dates.
We were pretending that they were PE teachers.
We didn't
just-
study.
We didn't
Exactly.
say. No, you know what? The fact that you do it in class, I'm glad that the kids are getting some
Something.
something more than we got. That's for sure. But yeah, hey, thanks for coming along, guys.
Yay!
Thank you.
It's been fun as usual. But now I have an idea. I think next year, next May, we got to do an Asian mom show. I think.
Yeah.
Asian mom show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should
Oh my
bring in
God,
the
should
Asian moms.
Lone and I come in costume as the landlady from Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah.
And Jackie, you might have to get into that costume
The kids
too.
love it
Yeah.
when I throw that sandal.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the slipper
With the
is
cigarette.
a universal
Yeah.
language of
Yes.
discipline.
Yes.
It is.
It's
And
the
la
it's the
chancla,
sixth love language, right? The
It really is.
That and either the wooden spoon or the
or the bamboo, the
Yeah.
tongue tube.
For
I've
sure.
never seen that many kids go to class that quickly until that day at Halloween when I was in the costume holding up that slipper. In
They
the
were
hallway.
moving.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
they were
even
moving.
the, like
They were
the
moving.
Latinx kids are like, no, not
Oh.
the chancla.
Universal language,
They've
all right?
seen-
My Yemeni kids,
They
Yeah.
knew
my
the slip.
my
knew it.
Chinese kids, my Vietnamese kids. Everybody
Oh, man.
knew it.
They're just
We
like,
should get some hall monitors with some slippers.
I'm telling you, we should.
Need some slippers.
Forget the walkie-talkies.
The walkie-talkies.
Bust out the slipper.
Bust out the
Yeah,
slipper.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, as
Feather
usual,
duster.
always fun. We can do another episode. Should we try to squeeze one more in before the school year? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting kind of tight.
Oh, okay.
Think of it.
yeah,
Help me with a
that's a little
topic,
crazy.
though. We got to think of a topic.
Maybe beginning of summer.
Okay, we could do.
Maybe it could be what teachers do for fun.
Oh, we can just do teacher stories.
yeah.
Can we do? Did you do one on the crushes already?
Crushes?
I really want to talk about my Asian crushes.
Oh, we did. Yeah, you missed that one. Oh. Well, you could do it
That was a
now.
Valentine's Day one.
Day.
Well, I mean, it's AAPI History Month too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
You want to throw in your
Asian
crush?
crush.
Oh my God, so many.
Yeah, we did Andy Lau. We had
Andy Lau's pretty good. Okay, there's Takeshi.
That's my boyfriend.
That's mine. That's mine.
Yeah.
Takeshi Kaneshiro. Heller. Okay. Heller. I hope you're hearing it, Takeshi.
I'm sure he
I
listens.
don't know what your,
I'm sure he listens.
I don't know what your
if you're ever in
status
San
is, but
Francisco, come to Lime Tree.
that's
Yeah.
right. I'll meet you at Lime Tree.
Every Friday, 5 o'clock.
I'll be waiting with the rose on the table
In your hair. No, in your
in my
hair.
hair. Maybe. Wow, where do I begin? So many crushes.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I was talking to my friend who does Hollywood, and he's been around for a long time, and I was talking about Tamlin Tamita, and I was like, hey, could you, speaking of Asian crushes, could you ever get Tamlin Tamita on the podcast? He goes, oh yeah, she'd come on. And I was like,
Is she
Joy Luck Club, Waverly. She was Waverly in Joy Luck Club.
Oh.
She was in
okay.
Karate Kid 2.
Okay.
So in the 80s and 90s, Tamlin Tamita.
the hottie.
She still is. She's
Oh,
So
okay. Well, if
so-
you're gonna get her, can you get Takeshi Kaneshiro on the show
I could
too?
try. Yeah, why not?
Or
You get anybody.
Dev Patel.
Oh, he's got a new movie out, Monkey Man.
I know. Dev Patel,
I'm
please.
all about that.
Oh man, so many Asian crushes.
Hello, Dev.
Yeah.
We're over here at Lime Tree. If Takeshi doesn't show up,
I know. Come
you
along,
could
mate.
too.
Come along.
Exactly.
Can you show me some stage combat?
I would pass all of them up for Andy Lau any day.
Okay, Andy Lau, come through.
I'm not picky.
Oh man. But yeah, so all right, so we'll try to do one more episode before the end of school year. It is kind of hard wrangling you guys into picking dates.
It kind of It
You
kind of
know?
is. Maybe we could.
You know, I just need to
I'm
drop
down
by.
like right after the school year ends too.
Yeah. Okay.
But you might be busy at that time.
I know. We have a hard stop for loan.
Yes, there is going to be a hard
Coming up.
stop.
Oh
Part
man.
of the give one, get one.
Oh,
That's right.
jeez. Are you giving or getting on that
I
one?
don't know.
A little of both. A
It's
little of
both.
both.
I
It's
don't
A little
know.
bit of both.
I'm
It's both.
investing in this generation.
Speaking of Asian moms.
That's right. That's
And then,
right.
so slap them on your back and travel across
Yeah.
travel across the world.
That's
Make a
right.
new home in a country you don't know the language. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just to know what it's like.
Good job.
All right. Well, everyone out there, thanks again for listening. This has been fun hanging out with the teacher posse. And you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, on Spotify or Apple at Infatuasian. You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Infatuasian Podcast. We're actually on YouTube now.
You are.
but audio only. It's the
Okay.
world's most boring YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go there, you'll see my
I don't know.
logo.
There might be other
We
ones too.
should just film one of these. next time.
You know, that takes
Oh.
talent, though.
It's a lot of editing.
What do you mean? Are you
Yeah.
saying you don't have
We're
talent?
so
We think
off
you have
topic
ton of
sometimes.
I do
talent.
know
No.
an
I
Asian
know.
American director, filmmaker, who's local. By the way.
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't know if he works for
Oh.
free, though.
You could
It's
just
kind
start
of
off with the bloopers.
Yes.
the bloopers.
Just bloopers.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. You know, that's a whole another level. But anyway, so we're audio only. So it's basically YouTube Music. If you go to YouTube Music, but you can play it and you see our logo. Not very interesting.
Well,
Yes,
But-
follow
Your logo's
follow
awesome, though.
Infatuation, but don't follow us to Limetree unless if you're Andy Lau,
Yeah.
Takeshi Kanashiro, or Dev Patel, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what we should have done is we should have done a live so people could, our fans
Oh my
could
gosh.
could
Show
come
up.
here. They'd be
Yes,
like,
my fan base of
I'm getting more
Yeah.
famous because this
Two.
is my fourth
Yeah.
episode.
that's my number too.
oh
to
man,
think of
how
who
sad
would
would that
show
be?
up,
We'd be
too.
like calling out, we're like, hey guys, we're live in Limetree, and like an hour later, we're still live in Limetree. There's no one here.
Do you
We'd
want
be
to
so
call?
waiting for callers.
We'll just get on Vietnamese Facebook. Because, they watch anything.
They'll come
It's
by?
crazy.
Will they come by?
There you go.
All
There
right,
you go.
everyone
My
out there, thanks
parents.
again for listening. And until we talk to you again, on behalf of Jackie, Lone, Vicky, and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and safe out there. Until we talk to you again, bye everyone.
Toodles.
Come to Limetree.
Bye. Limetree and the Inner Center.
Happy
the
Happy
Inner
Month.
Richmond.
Say hi to Ming.
Hi,
Ming
Ming.
is awesome.